So in this tutorial, we're going to show you how to convert SVG files to the Brother Scan and Cut Native .fcm format. First thing you'll need to do is bring up the Scan and Cut Canvas web application, and you can get there by going to scanandcutcanvas.brother.com. You will need to create an account and log in. Once you're logged in, you can create a new project. And we can click on New, and that's going to bring up a nice blank canvas for us. And the next step is to click on this SVG button here, Import SVG, DXF, or FCM file. So we'll click that, and we're going to click Choose File. And at this point, you want to locate the SVG files that you're interested in working with. Now, in this case, we're using our Stingy Jack's Lanterns SVG bundle from Dreaming Tree or 3dsvg.com, and we're going to open the folder. Now you do need to unzip the folder. Now if you need help unzipping, we do have separate tutorials for that, so you'll want to watch that. Now I'm in the unzipped folder, and I'm going to open the folder called SVG files, and I'm going to select which lantern I want to work with. In this case, let's just say we're going to work with lantern number 3. And we're going to go into the SVG files folder in there and begin by opening one of the SVG files. So I'm going to double click on base_black and hit OK. So that will place it on the mat. Now the next step is to save it as an FCM file. So what we're going to do is we're going to click the download button, and the little box will pop up asking you if you want to download to PC or scan and cut transfer, which unfortunately with my cutting machine I don't have the Wi-Fi, so I'm going to download to PC, and it's going to come up and ask me where I want to download it to. And at this point, I'm just going to place it on my desktop. Now, if you have your memory stick or your USB flash drive or whatever it is you're using to plug into your scan and cut machine, you can save it directly to that drive by selecting it over here on the left-hand side on a Mac, or on a PC, you will have to browse to that location. Now, in this case, like I said, I'm just going to save it to the desktop. Now, the name of the file was base_black. So I'm going to try to keep the file names consistent with what the original file names were, because it looks like Brother's Canvas software just labels everything untitled. So you will have to go in and specify the name so that you can kind of keep track of everything. So I'm going to save this as base_black and hit save. Now at this point, what you can do is you can delete this. So we've gone ahead and deleted that file by highlighting it and hitting the delete key. Now, in order to create and complete an entire project, you will have to repeat this process until you have all of the SVG files for that specific project converted into FCM. So we'll go through the process again. We're going to click the SVG button, choose File, and go to the next one. Now, we just did base_black. So we're going to do embellishments_black and hit OK. And it's going to add it to the mat. And again, we're going to hit download and click download to PC. And again, I'm saving it to the desktop. You can save it to wherever you'd like. Ultimately, you do need to put it on a USB disk or a USB flash drive. So again, I'm naming it embellishments_black and hitting save to keep it consistent with the original file name. And again, you just continue the process until you have all of the files for that specific project converted into a .fcm file. So here are the two .fcm files that I created, and ultimately, like I said, these will need to be copied over to a USB flash drive or a USB memory stick, whatever you want to call it, and then plugged into your Brother Scan and Cut so you can access and cut them. Now, for those of you that are looking for a more efficient method of doing this, I would recommend getting your hands on a copy of Sure Cuts a Lot 4. So rather than go through that manual process in the Brother Canvas software, what you can do is get yourself a copy of Sure Cuts a Lot 4 and go under File, FCM Batch Convert. Okay, now this window is going to come up and ask you to select an output folder. Basically what that's asking you is to tell it where you want these new FCM files to go. Now I've already created a new folder called Stingy Jack's Lantern FCM, and that's where I want mine to go. So I'm going to double click on that, and I'm going to select Choose, and I want it to include subfolders and preserve folder structure. So I'm going to leave those checked, and I'm going to leave this window wide open. Now on my desktop I have the unzipped version of the Stingy Jack's Lantern bundle from 3dsvg.com, and I'm going to go into the SVG files folder. I'm going to select my lantern, and I'm going to take this SVG files folder, drag it, and drop it onto that window. Okay, and it said finished. That was quick, and actually it did actually convert those files to FCM. Okay, so I'm going to leave this window open down here so you can actually see it happening live. So I'm going to open this back up, and I'm going to go into the next lantern. We're going to go into Lantern 2. I'm going to take the SVG files folder and drop it right on here. Now watch here as I release it onto here. I'm going to go ahead and release, and there you go. You can see the conversion happening right in front of your eyes. Okay, so I'm going to go back into this folder, and I'm going to go into Lantern 3. I'm going to take the SVG files folder and drag it and drop it, and there you go. It's happening all over again. Okay, so it's actually a lot easier. There's less steps. It just makes it so much more efficient. And then once you have these converted using Sure Cuts a Lot, you'll take these files and transfer them over to the USB flash drive or external hard drive, whatever it is that you're going to use to transfer these over to your Scan and Cut. Okay, so these files are also ready to go. Now again, Sure Cuts a Lot 4 is not required, but as you can see, it is a little bit more efficient, and the beauty of it is also, in addition, it does have a lot of what I call authoring tools, or tools that allow you to actually create things that you can then save as FCM file and transfer over to your Scan and Cut. And there's a lot of cool effects. There's a puzzle generator. You can do rhinestones. There's cool lattice effects that you can do with a shape to convert it into a lattice shape. So again, it's definitely more robust, and it could be a good tool in your craft arsenal. Now if you want to get your hands on a copy of it, you can head over to svgtools.co. Now svgtools.co, under software, you can locate it under Sure Cuts a Lot, and it's Sure Cuts a Lot 4. If you do have any additional questions, feel free to contact us at 3dsvg.com/help.